So it is time to get this thing all dressed up and ready for the Baltimore Tow Show. We've got some quarter fenders to change. We've got hubcaps and stuff to get swapped out. A few other little things here. But most importantly, we have got spikes on spikes on spikes on spikes to cover this thing with. Well, not really cover it, just, you know, on all the lug nuts like this here. See, I got them on the front. I'm gonna have them on all the back ones as well. Now, I myself have never been a fan of spikes on lug nuts. It's just, I've never liked the look. I didn't think they looked good. It's not for me. But a few years ago, David, my summertime cameraman, and I were at a truck stop, and he saw a package of lug nut spikes sitting on the shelf. He's like, what are these? I go, they're lug nut spikes. And he goes, they actually make those? That's ridiculous. We should buy some. So I bought some and I put them on my rollback that I had at the time, thinking it was gonna be like a funny little joke. We'd leave them on for a video or two and then take them back off because I don't like the look of spikes. But so many people said such mean things about my spikes that I now have them on all my trucks, and I'm putting even more on. And yes, I know some people say how dangerous they are and how they slice through car doors and cut bicyclists and motorcycles' legs off and all that stuff, and that's so bad. And I really would like to know how this little hollow piece of plastic with a rounded tip that just literally slides on and off is doing all those things. I just don't see it myself, but hey, you know, if it happened to you, man, I'm maybe should have stayed farther away from the truck. Just kidding. In reality, yes, there are cars that have been severely damaged by the spinning lug nuts on trucks, but it's not from spikes. That's not what's doing it. Actually, I don't even own a truck where I can show you what actually causes. Actually, that's a lie. I don't have a truck here where I can show you what actually causes that, because all of my trucks have the big front tires on them with the wide base rims. You can see how the rim is actually dished in a ways, and the stud that sticks out with the lug nut on it actually sits back there inside the tire. So if a car were to sideswipe this truck, these pieces of plastic are just going to shatter off in a heartbeat, and then the tire is going to be rubbing on it. Oh, I do have a truck I can show you. Hold on. All right, on normal trucks that don't have the big front ends like these trucks and the wide base rims, they have narrower rims like this where the lug studs and lug nuts stick out from the wheel. These are what damages cars and stuff like that when there's a side swipe into the spinning wheel. It is the metal studs of the rim. Because if you look, those stick out from the tire and are obviously spinning at whatever speed you're going, and are very hard and firm and are not going to give, and whatever they hit is going to get destroyed. Whereas my trucks that have the spikes here, like I said, hollow little dinky bits of plastic that pop on and off for decoration, and these rims, since they're these big wide tires, come out, making all of that disappear behind the tire. The actual studs and lug nuts don't stick out past the tire, so no, these have never sliced a car door open or slice someone's leg off. It's never happened. These might have, but these never have. But just seeing the spikes still gets some people all worked up, so I run them on all my trucks. Now, on to more important matters. The Zacklift. Yes, I said I was getting rid of the Zacklift, and as of now today, I believe it has done its last job for us. So once we get the truck all dressed up, I gotta start unloading all these toolboxes and all my gear out of this thing, store it in the shed there. That way when the new one shows up, I can load it all back into that one. And yes, there's a tumbleweed going by. But yes, I am getting a new Zacklift. This is the Zacklift Genesis that I've had for the last 2 years and has been an absolutely incredible unit. But Zacklift has been working on something new here in the meantime. The Genesis model for Zacklift isn't going anywhere. This is staying around. But there's more coming from Zacklift, and I'm not going to say what it is, but it completely changes the capabilities, the options you have on recoveries and towing, and what you can do with a detachable wrecker, and it will be unveiled on this truck at the Baltimore Tow Show. So as sad as I am to see the Genesis go, I am really excited for what's coming to replace it. And if you are too, stay tuned to this channel, because not only will it be unveiled at the Baltimore Tow Show, it will also be unveiled here on this channel, where I give it a full going over and walkthrough with Matthew Freeborn, the owner and engineer of Zacklift. But that being said, I am going to be sad to see the Genesis go. I've had this thing for 2 years, and in that 2 years, as far as all the working function structure of the thing, in all the harsh conditions I've run it in, all the stupid situations I put it in, using it how it's not meant to be used, overloading the thing many times, it has not given me one single actual mechanical issue. But that's not to say it's been flawless. It's had a couple issues, and let's talk about it. Now remember, this is 2 years of problems all summed up right here. Number one, this hydraulic pressure gauge, the line that goes to it on the backside, just wiggled loose just a hair little bit where it was dripping a little bit of fluid down, and that's why you've got this kind of residue down here, is because I just took a wrench and tightened it, and then I never cleaned it. Issue number two, one of the functions on my remote control, I believe it was the fold down on the underreach, stopped working. Luckily, there's this diagnostic box right here that tells you what the fault is and where it is. And I was able to find in the wiring down here on the hydraulic valve body, one of the, well, these clamps are in the way, but one of the connectors where it connects onto the solenoid of the valve body had popped off. Simple fix, just squeeze that connector back tight, pop it back on, and then I realized why it had popped off is because I added in wiring right there to power my backup camera, and I'm like 90% certain I'm actually the one who knocked that loose. Issue number three, in this toolbox right here, if you come back up under here, these are the cables that run off the handle to actually release the latches, and that little set screw had vibrated loose, and when I pulled the handle, it pulled the cable out of the latch right there, and then the latch was stuck closed, and I had to get creative and get it open back up. And as far as I can remember, that's it. That's the grand total of issues this thing has had that weren't like damage caused by me. You know, like I sucked that hook up into the sheave head and mangled the sheave head, not paying attention. I lowered the underreach down while the safety chain was hooked in that side pocket right there and broke that off. But that's damage caused by negligence, not an issue with the unit itself. And when you really get down to thinking about it, all three of those issues were stuff that's caused by vibration of bouncing up and down the road. And this setup has gone down how many countless miles of washboard, dirt, Forest Service roads, up getting wildland fire engines, logging trucks in the middle of nowhere, overlanders and RVs broke down way off out in the wilderness. So to have a few things get shaken loose, I would fully expect, but I'm really surprised there hasn't been more. And especially as far as all the actual working mechanical function of this thing, flawless. And that's even with me doing some stupid stuff with it and overloading it. So I'm really excited to see what the new one will do with even bigger ratings. So let's get to cleaning this thing up a bit. This would have been way easier when this wasn't on top of here. This was the good one. We gotta move all this out of the way. And we were replacing those with some black poly ones. Oh, also I just remembered, I gotta hurry up with this because we have a charity event we gotta go to tonight where we are gonna absolutely make a charity's day while completely ruining someone else's all at the same time. If you're wondering why I'm putting black poly ones on here instead of the tin ones that came off of it, if you're wondering why I'm putting black poly plastic ones on instead of the, I don't know if that's aluminum, stainless, whatever it is that came off of it, I like this look better. Two, when tire chains fling off and snag those ones, they mangle them. These are a lot more forgiving, and then if they do get severely damaged, they're a lot cheaper to replace. But Casey, you use OnSpot auto chains. Why would you have tire chains that come flying off and mangle quarter fenders? Well, that is because I still use normal tire chains too. So OnSpot auto chains are singles. They only cover one tire, and they do an amazing job at that. So for driving back and forth over the pass, through the snowy roads and stuff like that, I only ever use the OnSpot chains. Even if I'm towing something over the pass in the snow, that's all I've ever needed. However, when I go up to the pass to hook onto spun out and stuck trucks and drag them up the hill and backing down it and backing up and all this other stuff, I want 3-rail chains, which is basically full tire coverage where all 8 tires are covered in chain. So what I do is I have a set of single chains here that I put on just the outside tires, and they hang on the back side of this box right here. And then I can just throw them on those outside tires real quick, turn the OnSpots on to cover the inside tires, and I have 3-rail chain type of traction to go do whatever stupid stuff I want, dragging stuck trucks around up on the mountain. But I only throw those ones on when absolutely necessary. I have many times hooked onto spun out and stuck loaded trucks on the hill with just my OnSpots and drug them all the way over the top without issue. So that being said, we've got to mount the top flap here and the mounting bar here, put the clamp on, and then slide this into place. Oh, and about that charity event and the guy's day who we're going to totally ruin, if you're a fan of football, especially like the Chicago Bears, Atlanta Falcons, Minnesota Vikings, the name Cornelius Edison might sound familiar to you, and he's in for it today. Up. It's the wrong side. Oh well, we're just practicing for this side is what we're doing. Let's do this one the other way. That way. Good. That's a problem. Check it out. That flap I put on the top is so tall that it won't let this rotate into place. I'm kind of thinking I might not need that at all, really. Huh, do I just take that back off now that I put it on? I think I do. So I got it in here mounted. Check it out. It fits right up into the top of that without that rubber piece on there at all. Comes right to the edge. That'll work. Now I just gotta go pull the bent one off the other side and put that one in its place. Well, I popped this little hub cover off, and I've got new covers that are gonna just cover all of this in one big thing. The look I prefer is actually painted hubs, where all of this is painted either black or like an accent color like red to go with that inside of here, and then just normal lug nut covers on the lug nuts themselves. But what we're gonna do, because we don't have time to take all this apart and paint it, it's blowing wind like crazy right now, freezing cold, and the weather's only supposed to get worse up until this truck has to leave. So we are gonna put these hub covers on. It's just gonna be all kinds of shiny, which, like I said, this is not my favorite look, but it's what's gonna look best in the time we have. I would like to pull the wheels off, paint all this either black or red, put it all back on just normal lug nut covers. But for now, that's not gonna happen. Okay, so once all lug nut covers are off, this just goes over those, and then it's held in place by the spikes. Uh-oh. Okay. Maybe. Maybe not. So these spikes for the rear, you can see they're threaded in there. Oops. They thread onto the thread sticking out of the studs right there. And those are supposed to basically be what holds this on. Like, these are the nuts that hold this on. But these threads are so short, it doesn't seem like it's wanting to grab. guess that one did. No, it didn't. This might not work. It ain't gonna work. Once we get the thickness of this flange in there, these aren't grabbing the nuts anymore, or the threads. But they grab without it. Shit. I have an idea. I hope. Okay, I'm painting them black. Fourth one's down there. But the metal is so freaking cold, it's not doing very well. So I don't know if after I get a few coats it'll look better, but if not, we might have to stop at a truck stop along the way and just get some more of these just straight polished caps to put on there, just over the hub itself. And actually, the more I'm looking at watching what this is doing, I don't think this is going to work out at all, but we'll try. Between the paint itself being super cold and that metal being cold, I think this is doomed for failure. We're just have to plan on getting some new caps at a truck stop, hopefully. I mean, that truck's going to pass the entire country's worth of truck stops. We'll be able to find them somewhere. Well, this is why you should test fit things when they show up. Not let them sit in the box for a month until you're getting ready to go and then find out that it doesn't work. Whoops. But I guess the important part is all the spikes do fit, so we'll go ahead and throw those all the way around. Now, hey, give me a break here. I'm new to the whole show trucking thing and how you're supposed to do all this. I have in my entire life only one time before put one of my trucks in a truck show, and I took it just dirty as shit. It was covered in mud and all kinds of other stuff, and the thing was a total mess. And I took it like that because that's how that truck normally was that time of the year. Truck was vineyard ranch roads, up in the woods on logging stuff, up in the mountains all over the place, and that's what it looked like and how it got used. So that's how I took it to the show. Most people thought it was totally cool that I took a truck, a working truck, exactly as it worked to a truck show. A few people got very offended by that and thought that was so rude of me and I was just making a joke of the whole thing, which I make a joke of everything, so big surprise there. But to appease those people, once we got done with the show and I got the truck back home, I then washed the whole thing, armor all the tires, and prettied the thing up. And then I made a post saying, now that the truck show is over, I have washed and cleaned the truck to make everybody happy. And what do you know? That just made those people even madder. So I guess you can't win. Do what you want to do. All right, well, we got all the spikes on the truck. And like I said, I myself, even to this day, am not a fan of the spike look on trucks. But man, do they get some people riled up. And those people start commenting down there. And those comments tickle the algorithm just right. So I have spikes on all my trucks. And that's like on my old rollback, I had a backup light out the entire time I owned that truck, and I never fixed it purposely because I would get just comment after comment telling me my backup light is out, as if I have never seen these videos. You know, I'm only the one who owned the truck, edited the video, previewed the video before processing it, uploaded it to YouTube, previewed it again before making it live, make sure nothing happened in the upload. I've seen it. I've seen every one of these videos about 5 times before you guys have seen them. I know that the backup light is out. I also know that looking at that truck, there were like 6 other lights facing backwards on a switch in the cab, that when that switch was on, all the other lights came on and I had all the light in the world to back up. But if someone was filming that truck from the outside while I backed up, that switch was off and one backup light was out and I got comments. So for now, I do need to start getting these boxes all unloaded and getting the Genesis unit emptied out so it can go away. But that's gonna have to wait till tomorrow because we gotta get over to the gym for this charity event. And we've got a surprise for old Cornelius there. So, we're here with Cornelius. Him and his wife Hannah own Lift Fitness Studio here in Bend, Oregon, and they're doing a promotion for Every Kid Sports. We're doing a charity drive. So you've pledged for, what is it, every $100 that is donated, you're gonna do how many?
10 burpees or 10 push-ups.
Okay.
Big or, capital or.
And so far you're up to 1,100?
Yes.
How long are you giving yourself to do this? Tonight?
I'll give it 3 hours. So
3 hours,
so
okay.
Bedtime.
Well, I'm gonna put in 5. You think you got that tonight?
Yeah, I five burpees or 500.
5,000.
Oh! I might need 24 hours for this.
You said 3 hours.
I'm extension on that. I'm gonna hand this over to later. Appreciate you. Every Kid Sports. My man, Casey, we got to divvy up these burpees, man. We gotta.
Whoa.
I'm gonna recruit you in this.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah. Thank you, though. We'll get it done. Might do a little selfie over the next 30 days.
Well, thanks everybody for coming out and supporting. Thank you guys for doing this in the first place and making it happen. And thanks Elena for running the whole thing and helping out kids all across the country.
And thank you Patreon members for donating to Cascade Heavy Rescue and making this possible for kids to access sports.
Yeah.
You guys are the ones who make it happen. What's the next day? And we're back home. As you could see, that was a great event last night put on by Hannah and Cornelius Edison of Lift Fitness Studio in downtown Bend, Oregon. In addition to putting that event on for free for anyone to attend, they raised a good amount of money for Every Kid Sports. And then all of the signups that their gym got from that event, they're donating 100% of those to Every Kid Sports as well. So again, huge thank you to them. If you're looking for a good gym in the Bend, Oregon area, Lift Fitness Studio, Hannah and Cornelius, great people who do a ton of stuff for the youth of this community and have a bunch more stuff planned. So I am going to get on to unloading and emptying out this Zacklift so that it can go away. And that means this video is going away as well. So again, thank you to everyone who came out last night and supported. Thank you to all of my Patreon viewers who make it so we can do stuff like this in the first place. Let's do it again sometime.
Just want to say thank you to everybody who donated to our community workout partners with Every Kid Sports yesterday. It was a great time for a great cause. Shout out to my man Casey and his lovely wife Karina for the lovely $5,000 donation. Over the next 5 days, I got to knock out 250 push-ups and 250 burpees. So I'm about to get after it, make it a little challenge. My plan is to do 50 push-ups and 50 burpees every day for the next 5 days. If you want to join, feel free to DM me, send me a comment, text me, whatever. Let's get on some fun and donate to a great cause. That made my day.